And welcome back. We're here in Tien's Landing by the Teahouse, and we're about to. Last time we found.
Let's keep things simple. If someone gets in our way, remove them.
We found Sagacious Zoo hanging around near two rivers in the swamps when we went to rescue
I am
Dawnstar.
honored that you have chosen me.
So, we've also discovered that Sagacious Zoo and a woman who taught us Spirit Thief had a hand in taking a young female child, to an isolated countryside town in order to protect her because her family was killed by the Black Hand, who have destroyed two rivers. And pretty much now we've got to go and rescue our master and avenge our town. Let's talk to this lady.
Please excuse me. I know I shouldn't be crying in public like this, but I just can't help it.
What's wrong?
Please, I'm just a humble woman. My name is Seamstress Lawn, and I have a problem I don't know how to solve. I thought you could help, but I was afraid to speak to you.
So you just cry silently
It's my
instead?
fiancé, Baker Bay. Every day a group of thugs attacks him and beats him up. He tries to avoid them, but they find him wherever he goes. The beatings are getting worse. I'm terrified they're going to kill him. After I saw you take on those sailors, I thought, well...
There's got to be more to this story.
But there isn't. My poor Bay has done nothing to these men. They attack him for no reason at all. Please, you have to help him. I beg you.
I'll take care of those folks for you.
Thank you so much, kind sir. You don't know what this means to me. If our firstborn is a boy, he shall have your name.
Hooray!
Bay is down at Baker's Pier right now in the southeast corner of town. If you hurry, you can probably get there before the thugs attack him today.
Okay. So, Monk Uban, they're going to name their child Uban. Hooray! So P wants us to go down to this area of the map. Right. I suppose to speak to Dawnstar for some more people.
You're a stranger here, aren't you? I know everyone in Tien's Landing, and I've never seen you before. I would remember you. You should turn right around and leave this town. Trust me.
Why should I leave?
Everything in Tien's Landing is falling apart. Sheng, the local minister, is helpless to deal with all our troubles. You should get out while you can.
Tell me about the troubles here.
You don't know? The Great Dam has been opened, and now the river's level has dropped. It's too low and fast to navigate. Without the river, we are nothing. The merchants can't buy goods from the Imperial City. The traders can't sell to the outside world. The men cannot fish, and our children go hungry. And if that wasn't bad enough, we have the pirates to worry about too. They've been raiding the countryside, taking prisoners to sell into slavery.
Why is the river so low if the dam is open?
The dam is downriver from us. When it was closed, it slowed the flow of the river, causing it to back up and the water level to rise.
Ah, yes.
But with the dam open, the water drains away too quickly, and our river, the lifeblood of this town, has become a trickle. The river has no fish, and the ships can't navigate it.
Okay. I want to ask you about something else.
Of course, Great One. I would be honored to answer whatever questions you may have.
Apparently I'm great. I need to find a flyer or some other kind of airship.
Airship? I have only heard of such things. Graceful ships that sail through the air? I've always longed to see one, but I'm just a simple peasant.
You're not up
Perhaps
to it?
Minister Sheng would know something of this. He once lived in the Imperial City. I have heard the skies above it are filled with airships.
Okay. Goodbye.
Take care of yourself, stranger, and be glad that you do not live in Tien's Landing.
That's just the useless person.
There are ghosts wandering the land. I won't leave my house after dark.
Since we're probably going through this way again. Oh, maybe not. Oh, that is the way to the dam, so we probably will end up going to that way at some point. We might go to the tea house now and see if there's anything inside, I guess. We also want to look at this bookstore. Pause if you want to read the information on this, as always.
House must be popular. It seems like quite a prominent structure.
It does. Does indeed, Dawnstar.
Good, you're here. We can continue where we left off before.
You've got unfinished business with us first.
Ah, jeez.
There are important matters at hand, yet you fellows keep interrupting. I'm surprised you're this eager to get another beating so soon.
This time we brought some friends to even up the odds.
Legendary strike. Heavenly wave. Legendary strike.
Dag. This guy's not very nice. I have a random peasant retreat fighting us as well.
Healing. Your end is near. I'll improvise.
Woohoo!
Legendary
I
strike.
can pick up chair legs, that's quite interesting.
You certainly look like Lee's top student, though there's something odd about how you fight. I can't put my finger on it. It doesn't matter. The sailors won't bother us again. We can get back to business. Sun Lee gave me instructions to await you if anything should happen. I have prepared for this day for well over a decade.
Are you saying Master Lee knew he'd be kidnapped?
The full extent of what the glorious strategist knows is beyond my mind to comprehend. He is without peer. All I know is that I had instructions to wait for you. Sun Lee asked me to seek a piece of a special amulet he wanted you, his prized pupil, to have. It was broken apart and scattered when the spirit monk temple fell. He intended to, and I assume he did, give the main piece to you. Rumor placed a smaller part with a fleeing apprentice monk, but it had been some years and the trail was cold.
So you searched for the rest of the amulet then?
I eventually learned the monk had fled to Old Tien's Landing. He was there a year or so, but died of lingering injuries and was buried with his possessions unsorted. It was rushed at the time because the new dam was due to close and Old Tien's would become a watery tomb. The amulet was beyond reach, so I came here and waited. Now the Lotus assassins have drained the lake and exposed the ruins of Old Tien's Landing. It seems they are searching for this piece of the spirit monk amulet too.
That is not good. I should go to the ruins and try to find this amulet piece.
Yes, Sun Lee intended you to find it. I was to tell you about it if anything happened to him. It was the last order he gave me, and I have waited years to fulfill my duty.
What if my flyer had functioned properly? You'd have waited for nothing.
I choose to believe that my service was valuable and vital. You would have come here eventually. The amulet would draw you at least.
So how long have you been waiting for me?
It is coming on 15 years now. As I said, I learned the location of the amulet after the monk died in Old Tienz. It has been difficult serving and waiting in silence.
I wanted to ask you some questions. I may as well.
My assignment is to give you information to help you acquire the amulet. I will gladly answer whatever questions I can.
Can you tell me anything else about the spirit thief style?
You are wise to ask. It is a difficult but essential skill to master.
When should I switch to spirit thief?
Spirit thief is always useful. It is common to get run down or injured during battle, and you can tire yourself even further concentrating your chi to aid yourself. When you are feeling such a drain on your resources, switch to Spirit Thief, and each successful blow will restore you slightly. The drain will not hamper your opponent, however.
Do you have a favorite tactic you could share?
If you power through an opponent's guard with its strongest attack, it can briefly immobilize an enemy. During this, you can concentrate and increase the restoration.
No, that sounds useful.
If you use that time to attack with another style, be careful. Your opponent may not be as vulnerable as they seem, and one must never be overconfident of victory.
Ah. I wanted to ask you something else.
My assignment is to give you information to help.
So, do you have any idea where I could find a new flyer?
Pirates have raided local villages using flyers, swooping down like locusts. Minister Shang said he would stop them, but his promises have done nothing. You can find Shang near his still smoldering office in the center of town. I'm sure he will welcome your assistance, even if your reasons are your own.
Tell me what you know about the water dragon.
It is said that the water dragon is the shepherd of the dead and a symbol of life and restoration. Beyond that is philosophy, and not for a soldier to know.
As I expected.
As you see, I know little about the celestial powers. I knew less before Sun Li asked this service of me. I thought such beings were beyond physical assault. I was mistaken. I don't know how the attack was made or what blade could cut the heart from a god, but I do know that any man who would attempt such a plan is arrogant beyond imagining.
Too arrogant for existence. Can you tell me more about this amulet then?
I only know that I had to find the piece I was tracking. I did so. It is in the ruins. You must find it before the Lotus Assassins do. You will need it to help your master.
Alright then. How do I get into the ruins?
The gates leading to the ruins are locked, but Minister Shang can give you the key. You can find him in the town square, the highest point in Tien's Landing. I suspect the minister is eager to have someone investigate the opening of the Great Dam. You can use this as an excuse to get the key and explore the ruins.
That's what I need to do. I have some questions about you. I may as well ask whilst I'm here.
I am unimportant, but I promised I would aid you as best I can, so ask your questions.
Why has Master Li never mentioned you?
That would be a question for him, wouldn't it? I can only say that Sun Li devoted his life to raising you, to one day right the wrongs in the Jade Empire. If he wanted to keep some small part of his own life and thoughts for himself, who are you to question that? Everyone must have their private side.
You sound regretful.
Sun Li is a great man, driven by greater goals and ideals. Sometimes his gaze is lifted so high that he does not see what is right in front of him. We who serve him are sometimes forgotten, left to toil in obscurity until the time to act is thrust upon us. So it was with me, waiting for you.
Tell me about you and Master Li.
There is little to tell. I served him years ago in the Imperial Army. I was a tracker and a soldier. I was not at Dirge when it fell, but I heard the tale of Sun Li's death. But I refused to believe he was dead. In time, my faith was confirmed. He sought me out and told me what really happened. I swore my loyalty to him on the spot.
Okay.
I revere him as a teacher, and I revere him. Even when he ordered me to distant lands, my loyalty never wavered. But I am tired. I long for an end to my service.
Alright then. I have a lot ahead of me. I should go.
Remember, go to the ruins and claim the amulet before the Lotus Assassins do. You will need it to survive the trials that lie ahead.
Great. Anything else in here? Where is this old Mother Kwan?
Hello, young one. My name is Kwan, but everyone calls me Old Mother Kwan. I'd like you to call me that too, okay? Welcome to my tea house. Oh, that's not right. No, not anymore. Sorry about the confusion, dearie. What I meant to say was, welcome to Master Dutong's tea house.
So you used to own this tea house?
Yes, I owned the tea house for many, many years. At least I thought I did. But then Master Dutong came to town with that Imperial writ. Oh my, wasn't that a shock? Turns out his family owns this land. They have for hundreds of years. The land is his along with everything on it, so now he owns my tea house too. He was nice enough to let me stay on here as a helper. I steep the tea. Yanwan takes the orders, and Master Dutong, well, he mostly just drinks his wine.
You didn't know he owned the land when you built this place?
No one knew. This was just an empty patch of rock for hundreds of years. Who would have thought the Empire had deeded it to anyone? But Master Dutong came along with his writ.
Did you check for it to make sure it was real?
Now, why would I do such a thing? I can't even imagine anyone being so horrible they'd forge an Imperial writ. No, I'm sure the land belongs to Master Dutong.
I'm going to speak to Dutong about this.
That is very nice of you, my child, but what could you do? I would love to have my tea house back, but it belongs to Master Dutong now. You can't argue with an Imperial writ. All this talk is just the rambling of an old woman. Put it out of your head and enjoy yourself. It may not be mine anymore, but this is still a fine tea house.
Something seems wrong here.
Hello, greetings, welcome. My name is Steeper Yanru, and I'll be... No, that's not right at all. Idiot! I'm Barkeep Yanru now, not Steeper Yanru. I'm sorry about that. I still can't get the hang of this new position. Sometimes I wish Old Mother Kwan still owned the tea house so things could go back to the way they were.
I want to talk about Dutong and this Imperial writ.
That Imperial writ has caused us no amount of grief. Mother Kwan lost her tea house. Waitress Yanwan is busier than ever, and I spend all day giving out foolish advice.
Did anyone ever see the actual writ?
Mother Kwan saw it, though her eyes aren't too good. Most of us didn't bother to give it a look since hardly anyone in the town can read anyway.
Give me some advice.
Sure. Just remember, I'm pretty new at this. I'm still practicing. Let's try this one. Every bureaucrat knows a tree grows toward the light, but a rock grows not at all.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. Dutong just had me memorize a bunch of wise sayings. None of them make much sense to me. Maybe they'll sound better if people drink the wine.
Alright. Tell me more about this Dutong.
I shouldn't speak ill of my boss, but I don't trust him. Maybe it's because he's not from the town. He just showed up one day with that Imperial writ and took over. That Imperial writ has caused us no amount of grief.
I think the writ was a forgery.
What? You mean it wasn't real? That means Mother Quan should still own the Teahouse. Problem is, Dutong's already shown everyone the writ and now he's got it locked away. If you're right, he'd never bring it out again. There's no way to prove he cheated Mother Quan.
Maybe I can make Dutong confess.
That might work. It would probably help if you get him drunk first. That's something I can help you with. Dutong's always having me send over wine. Usually I mix it with water so he doesn't get too drunk too fast, but I could start sending it to him unmixed.
Get him drunk and I'll get a confession out of him.
It won't be quite that easy. I've watched Dutong for quite a while, and when he's drinking, he usually goes through 3 stages of drunkenness.
Interesting.
Dutong gets very friendly when he starts to drink. You might get a confession out of him then, but I doubt it. He's not really all that drunk at that stage. Usually after about 7 bowls, he slips into depression and sorrow. He complains about how his life is worthless and what a bad and sinful man he is. Not a pretty sight. By the 9th glass, he starts to get paranoid. You can't really talk to him then. Usually around that time, I try to slip a restorative potion into his glass to sober him up.
You can make him sober again.
The restorative tastes pretty foul, but it does the job. Works instantly and makes a man sober as an imperial judge. Dutong's guard keeps a vial handy at all times, just in case. The guard gave me a few vials so I could slip them into Dutong's wine when he starts to get paranoid. Keeps him from getting out of hand.
Interesting. Let's send Dutong some drinks. No. I'll be back in a bit.
Good, good. Go speak to Dutong. If he's not drunk enough, or if he's too drunk, come back and see me and I'll mix him up another drink.
Alright.
We'll get him to admit he's a cheat and a sneak. Then old Mother Quan will be back in charge, and I won't ever have to give out another bit of bad advice.
Okay. So we're going to attempt to do that, guys. Don't know why I did that. Anyway. Oh, I've leveled up. But that will be for next time. I'm Uban Rascaban. Goodbye.